treadmills anymore. Like, I'm like, nope, can't do it. I'm like, no. I'm gonna just run.
I feel like I've always been a baby.
Like I was telling our trainer, I was like, I literally was like Cirque du Soleil on a treadmill with my sister and like full on just bananas. And now I'm like, I don't want to run on a treadmill. I'm gonna die.
Right. I'd rather. Okay, so we didn't answer our question.
So I think I don't know what we ended up
Well, I
doing.
think we basically all said we would rather have the money. Like,
Yeah,
get the money
we
and
just
run.
deal with it.
Just deal with no eyebrows.
I really should have been more declarative, but yeah. So this is what we do. We do a question every episode, and we did 2, which took way too long. I think on our last pod.
One. Can we ask one more?
No.
And we'll just pretend that came out of a wine glass because that was the idea.
Yeah.
But
so
and
April.
wait.
What? Yes.
Sorry.
Yes.
Do y'all have any like do's and don't for your podcast? Like, I didn't mean to just mention another podcast, but they're the same thing y'all do.
No.
I don't think so. I mean, your phone's on silent, which is good. We're keeping stuff off this table, and drink a lot.
Okay.
I mean, I know it's a Monday night, but that's our favorite thing. One of the main reasons we really wanted to bring you on here, first of all, because I don't know how I stumbled upon your Instagram. It was before I was back living here. I moved away. We lived downtown, Jamie and I did, till the very beginning of 2016. We had both graduated at that point. I moved back to Atlanta, and then I met him a month later and ended up moving back. But
yay, I'm happy to have you. Where did y'all live downtown?
Right there on 4th Street behind that black building. It's like Reynolds and 4th Street.
Mm-hmm.
It's that old like cottagey looking house.
Oh, okay.
So we lived there.
Is it a Rex building? Property?
Oh, wait. Yes. No.
I think I know what you're talking about. It's beautiful.
It's either Rex or it's Sherman and Penn Street. Might be both.
Okay.
I live in Sherman Street.
But yeah, so it was built in 1926, 1927. And
did y'all love living downtown?
Yes, and I didn't really get to enjoy it because I was my senior year of college. I babysat for a family of 8 that same like other times, and then I also worked every single weekend in an assisted living in Eatonton. So I worked 24 hours every weekend.
You had a lot going on.
So yeah, I really didn't get to enjoy it, which was unfortunate. And then you don't really have money to enjoy things.
Yeah.
So it was cool. I've loved downtown, and that was one of the reasons why I think I gravitated toward your Instagram, because I was like, oh, this chick loves downtown Augusta. And when I toured Augusta as a freshman, or not even a freshman, it was here for orientation, and we drove around downtown, and we don't have anything like this in Cumming, and I was like, this place is so cool. And it was really on a cusp of becoming what it is now. And I was like, this place has so much potential.
What year was that?
2010.
Okay.
2009. 2010. I think it was 09. Anyways, yeah, it had to be 09 because it would have been the summer. Anyways, and yeah, so it was kind of on the cusp, and I was like, this is where I want to be. And even before like the Miller opened, I was like emailing people trying to get involved there. And so Augusta's always been a big part to me. Anytime I have a job interview, I just basically just, like sing a love song to Augusta. I'm like, I can't.
Aww.
I've never understood how people call it Disgusta. I think it's like the coolest town.
I'm actually like, yes,
I want that
don't
shirt.
Disgusta. Shout out Land of Thee.
Yeah, got the
and
other
you
one
have your broads on broad. I love it.
Hashtag Anfield.
Yeah.
I
the
want
pink
that shirt
version.
so bad.
I know I have like all of them, and then I have multiples.
I want
because
your Augusta
I wear
one.
them so much.
I want the vintage one you had on.
I love that one.
I
It's
just
like
up buying
retro.
it the other day.
But I love hearing you say that you drove through and loved it, even in like 2009 or 2010, because that was when, I mean, really, I mean, maybe I'm wrong, but I think that was when it was just like pizza joint metro. People had like the shopping malls had come and everything was pretty empty.
The mall was super packed.
Yeah. I mean, there was like the OGs were there and that was about it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm from Augusta, and I can remember, my parents and I would come downtown to eat at Mellow or sometime Luigi's. Like, that was it. Like, we didn't come and like hang out downtown. Like, that just wasn't, what we did. And that was, that's changed the past couple of years.
It has. And I actually wasn't allowed to go downtown.
Yeah.
I used to want to go to the Border Bash, and my family was like, my parents were like, no, you can't go down there. And I used to lie. Sorry, Mom and Dad. I used to lie and say like, oh, I'm going to a friend's house so we could like go to the Border Bash, because I thought that was like the best
or like
thing
First
ever to do.
Friday.
Yeah.
It's so stigmatized.
And still is. And let me just tell y'all, I am a baby. Okay. I am a baby. And if I am not scared downtown, I'm very observant too of my surroundings. If I am not scared, that says a lot.
I feel like also being high up is nice, because we were right there in the corner, and where we lived across the street were dilapidated buildings.
Yeah.
And on the other side of the street where we were like redone houses, a lot of young couples. So you had this like split side, and but but you had so many people walking, it was uncomfortable sometimes.
Yeah.
Because you like literally had people walking by your
You
window.
were way down there.
Mhm.
See, we're at the top.
Yeah.
We're on, you know.
Y'all are on opposite
Y'all
ends.
are
Yeah.
Broad, right?
Yeah.
Did you like how I stopped to tell you where I lived? I'm
You're
trying to get
you're
better.
on Broad
You're welcome,
Street.
Brad.
I'm on Broad. Brad will be so proud. Because I'm just that type of person. I'm like, I'll tell you exactly where I
I'll
live,
give you my
exactly what I'm
address.
thinking.
Yeah.
I went to Curtis when I was younger, but I mean, my parents never made me feel afraid of downtown. They just said, watch out where you're going. But
Right. Just like
still-
any city.
Yeah,
Mhm.
just like be careful. You're a young lady, like be aware. But I've always loved downtown. I've never understood
This
people
is
that
so
haven't.
exciting like that to hear you guys say that because
Mhm.
it's such a struggle sometimes trying to get people excited
Mhm.
about it or,
Yeah.
to like make that stigma go away. It's
Mhm.
actually funny because I grew up in Grovetown. And so when me and Brad got together, I wanted he's a city boy. He went to Georgia Tech. Like he loves Atlanta.
Oh, my dad went
Atlanta
to
gives me
Tech.
anxiety. Oh, really?
Uh-huh.
Same.
Yeah, so he's a tech boy and he loves Atlanta, and so he really likes that city feel
Yeah.
where you get to walk places. You don't have to get
walkability.
in your car. And for
Yeah.
me, I was just so used to that. Any city that I had ever been in gave me anxiety. And so obviously there's not the traffic of like Atlanta or anything like that with downtown or Broad Street. So he talked me into it was a compromise actually because I was like kind of a country girl. I was like, we need to live in like the country and have our own like land. Da, 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 da. And he's like, well, before we have kids, like let's try down here. We could walk everywhere. There's all these new restaurants. I think you're really going to like it.
I feel
He
like you were like
can't get me
made
to
for
leave.
it. Yeah, I feel like you were made to live in
Look
downtown
at Brad
Augusta.
with
Which is
foresight.
right? Like it's
He
weird.
knew.
Because I know. I feel
He
like
knew.
which is funny because now he's like, well, we got to get a house, and I'm like, I'm not leaving.
Yeah,
Like,
what do you-
no,
You put me
excuse me,
here,
no.
and now I'm staying.
Because you only what do you have one bedroom or do you have two? Or
We have one,
Okay.
and we need more space because we've been talking about children. Not anytime soon, but we've been
It's a
talking
thought,
about
totally
that.
fine.
And also, I live in our main space. I work in our main space, and so that drives me a little bit crazy. So I want a studio space.
that'd be nice.
Either somewhere else or at our home.
Or at least
No.
something with a second bedroom to
Yeah.
use that as your
Emily
workspace.
Ann's house they would love. I don't think you guys have
Yeah.
you been there?
Where
on
is
Meg
that?
Street. Is it Meg Street?
It's right there before you get up to like if you're coming from downtown and you're going up to the Partridge Inn, it's right there before like Aces, the liquor
It's
store.
like where persnickety interiors.
Yes,
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
right there, and there's a space. So it's an older house. It
And it's
has
for sale.
they're renting it.
Oh,
so I
okay.
don't know, but I still think you would just love the house. You walk in, it's like a pretty nice big living space into another space that has like a dining area kind of off of it.
Ooh.
Then there's the kitchen, and there's a bathroom, 3 bedrooms. One's a master.
Okay, I can get
and then
down with 3
up
beds.
the stairs is one
Mhm.
room, and that's the girl that she is roommates with right now paints up there, and that's like a little.
Oh.
It's almost like the top of a.
Are there lots of windows?
Yes,
It's
it's
like
like
a
Ooh,
wraparound
okay.
porch.
it's almost like the top of. No,
That's what she told me.
it's not.
Don't say wraparound porch to me.
A front porch.
It's just a front porch. It's like a big porch.
That she said a man
I
was
need
sitting on when she
Yes.
walked outside and threw her pizza
my
box
gosh.
away.
Yeah, that was creepy. But anyways,
But it's really nice.
But
It is really
you
cute.
live downtown.
I've driven
You
by.
understand.
Sorry,
what
guys.
it is.
I get it.
But it's almost like being the top of a lighthouse. It's like so much
Oh my
natural sunlight, and I thrive on natural sunlight.
Yes.
So I just feel like you would like the house,
That's
and
the
it's still
thing
downtown.
too, is that it's hard
backyard.
because we have these 3 giant windows that I
Mhm.
love, and I don't want to move to a house where it's like dark or like I don't have the light that I need because it really helps my mood.
Same. That's my
Yes.
issue here. Is like the only place that really gets natural light is that room, like the living room.
Mhm.
And so
Wait,
that's
this
something.
isn't your living room?
No,
You
This is
fancy.
Abby's
this was Abby's room. The dog's
I feel
room.
like
Oh my
you
gosh.
get natural light when you
Pod
open the front door though and like have that glass.
Yeah, this is now the pod room. Yeah, the cat loves to sunbathe, so we open that door and let her sunbathe. But yeah, this was the dog's room. Literally, we would be like, "Oh, Abby's room," and then to be honest, the cat's room is the guest bedroom. So
Oh my god.
Yeah,
they have their
that's her
own
bed.
room. Yeah. But that was one thing, like the stigma, because I had friends that would be like, "I'm not going downtown." I'd be like, "Why? It's where all the best food is." Like anytime someone's like, "Let's go to fill-in brand name restaurant
Right.
here," I'd be like, "Why?
I
There's
know.
so many." I would get so
I know.
I'm so
mad.
Yeah.
excited to see what's coming downtown just from like what's been published in Buzz on Biz
I
or
know,
like
yeah.
signs in windows.
And the project.
There's a distillery coming.
Yeah.
Yes.
The project with the common. That'll be awesome.
Yes.
I'm excited about that. John actually has the text cam. The text cam down at the James Brown statue?
Oh, really?
That's John's.
Oh, John.
He helped found the clubhouse.
John, listen, you're the best. You're so supportive and awesome, and like you're just surprising me. Okay, so what do you do at Tax Slayer? I guess you can't really answer.
He's like talking. He's like,
sorry, I want to talk to everyone all the time.
He's a senior developer.
Oh, okay.
So he works. Well, are you still technically on Pro?
He's a tech extraordinaire.
But like, so when we started talking, it was my friend Jamie and Wills was their engagement party. It was the day we had started talking. We'd actually known each other before that. And I had found out, so like I had already done my taxes and then found out that I had worked 2 weekends at the assisted living I'd worked at. And I was like, crap, I have this other W-2 that I completely forgot about because I worked there 4 days.
Right.
Of the year. And I was like, do I need to add that? He's like, well, I'm not a tax person. I did end up adding it and having to do an amendment.
Good girl.
But I was like, do I need to? It's not that much money.
Please tell me you did because we're recording this.
Yeah.
IRS coming for you.
Come to find out there was a lot of identity theft on my account.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Wow. So, speaking of, I was listening to, we were talking earlier about how we love murder podcasts, and I was listening to Criminal. Actually, I won't tell you that because I want you to listen to it. I'll send you the episode.
Okay.
It's about fraud, and you need to listen to it.
Ooh. I am behind, but I do love Criminal. But the other, like, we're just like having fun talking.
I know. Sorry, I have ADD, and
No,
then I change the subject all the time.
One of the main things of this podcast, one of the main purposes of this podcast is entrepreneurship, and we want to help other millennials we want to give them the tools,
right,
and maybe help ourselves. But give other millennials the tools to start their own businesses because actually I read a statistic like 50% of millennials have a side hustle. Mm-hmm. And I think probably most of us want that to be our main hustle eventually. And I think you've done a great job that you have beautiful artwork.
Oh, thank you.
You can say it again later, but you're at It's Little Red and the Adorables.
Yes.
Adore like you open.
Yes. So 2 O's in the door.
And so anyone can go look at your artwork because it's beautiful and it is very Augusta driven, but obviously it's not specifically. But so you sent over your bio and you said that you've been doing this since 2016.
Yes.
So will you kind of take us through the journey, graduation? I have like a loaded thing, so I feel like to stay on track, like I'm gonna kind of like piece it together.
Yeah, girl, keep me on track. Keep me on track.
So basically, let's start from graduation.
Okay.
What did you do post graduation?
All right. So, well, actually, I said that I started in 2016. What I meant by that is that I gave my business and took it seriously in 2016 and gave it 110%. So I had been painting since I was 16. And I'll kind of tell you the short story on that. Okay. So I feel like when you're an entrepreneur, there's something that you're born with that makes you, and I know y'all probably feel this, where you just feel a drive and you don't know how you're going to make whatever happen, but you just like, you have that drive, like you're like,
you got to do it.
I don't know how it's going to happen,
there's a
but
yearning
it'll work
there,
out. Yeah,
for sure.
So anyway, I feel like when you're born to, I guess, kind of be a leader, there's things that you're like, okay, I don't know how we're going to get from A to B, but we'll figure it out. Mm-hmm. And okay, and here's an example of why I can't stay on track. I don't even remember your question. Oh yeah, because I'm not answering your question. I made up my own. Okay, so listen. Okay, so when I was, y'all, this is my brain. Okay, so when I was,
and we're 16, not helpful.
You guys are very helpful. I feel like you guys have it together, and I'm like a crazy maniac.
Oh, that's exactly what we want you to think.
Yes.
So graduation.
Okay, so I had something, I feel like, within that I never could find a job that I really liked, even when my parents were like, okay, at 16, you need to go find a job.
What was your degree?
It's communications at AU.
Cheers.
Hey, but I'm getting to, so all of you at AU?
No. Well, me.
I was at Southern.
Okay.
But all calm.
Yes, which I loved.
Not too.
I loved, by the way.
Same.
And I loved college so much. So I'm kind of like getting up to there.
College?
Gosh, when did I? 2016. Yeah.
Did I have any classes with you?
I don't think so. I don't remember
you
that.
16, you said?
Yeah. I was not involved at all. Like, I went to class. I was very studious, and I sat in the very front, And I don't think anyone really liked me because I made straight A's and was like obnoxiously studious. And then I went